So what would you tell parents watching this for the first time or participating in this the first time? Would you say, hang in there, you'll get it?
Yeah, definitely, ask questions. I think your student can definitely offer a lot of information as far as how the game operates. And then it can definitely be overwhelming. So just do your best to follow along and just enjoy it. I mean, you really don't need to know too much of the technical side of things.
So what's the red bar above the characters?
That's our health bar. So
Okay.
that shows you their life total.
And so the red is Pleasant Grove again.
I'm going to go make one adjustment. So the fog of war is on. You guys see the fog of war turn off here in just a minute. I'll tell you guys what that is here in just a sec.
Okay, great.
So I kind of opened everything up so you can see everything. So the fog of war is how they see the game, actually. And the interesting thing is you don't get to see the whole battlefield. You can only see within a certain radius around your character. And so it's really important to be moving around like you're seeing them doing. That way you can kind of see more. So we as spectators, we have the ability to see everything, but they have kind of a fog of war that kind of shrouds their vision a little bit. So that's why at times you see characters get jumped or ganked is what they call it.
Wow, I love the one that spins with the sword. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's much like there's like a Hercules or Gladiator-esque character in another game, but it seems like that's always a pretty popular mechanic is to have a guy just sit and spin. So
Spin with their sword.
yeah. So Lehigh this time is red, and it looks like PG is blue. I think that's probably a little bit more appropriate. PG being, their school colors being blue. So make sure when you guys are watching this time, you keep an eye on.
We're cheering for
red versus blue.
red.
Yeah, so we're cheering for red for sure. All right, so we got stunned, and the camera's switching so much; it's kind of hard to follow some of it sometimes, but. Yeah, so it looks like we're already at a 1-0. I think the 1 is representing PG's already gotten a kill. Yeah, there you go. Killer, yep, Killer actually just got a kill. So yeah, now we're 1-1. So yeah,
So the bars, when they go down to 0, they're dead.
They're dead.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
So you really got to pay attention to that and be careful. It's real easy in this game. The most common mistake that's usually made by new players is overstepping your bounds a little bit. You really need to play a little bit more passive until you kind of get a feel for the game. And you see a lot of early players tend to put themselves out there a little bit too far, and then there's definitely the point of no return where there's no coming back. So really being mindful of the playing field. Again, right there, we're probably going to see him die right here. Again, he was probably too far. At that life total, as your life goes down, you need to start playing a little bit more passive and draw back a little bit. And there we saw him just right up in the thick of it. And you really got to be aware of your surroundings. Here where they're at, they're kind of back in the safe spot, but they are much further forward. They have that open lane off to the side of them where another character could come in. And there's just so much about this game that is very much awareness, being aware of where other characters are, being aware of what's happening on the field.
You're kind of pawns like in chess.
Yeah, very much so.
Kind of.
And then the mini map, actually, where we're at on the screen, we're covering up the mini map a little bit. The mini map is really critical as well. The opposite team is represented as little dots with faces on them. And so glancing over at that, constantly, and just being constantly on top of where the other team is super important. If you ever see somebody's missing, meaning that their portrait's not represented on that map, that's possibility of them either being in the jungle or moving in your direction to kind of make a play on you. So it's really important for your team to be like, hey, bottom lane is missing or top lane is missing is what you'll hear them say very often. And that simply means that the opposing character who's supposed to be in that lane, he's not there and he's not accounted for. So just be careful and aware that
So what are these little soldiers called again?
Again, those are creeps.
Creeps. I was going to say creepers.
Yep. So creepers. Yeah, that's
creepers,
fine.
Creeps.
But again, your lane, your base is constantly sending out those creeps against the opposing forces, and so the deeper you get into their playing field, the more stronger your creeps become, and so that's one of the strategies is to take out the towers, and for every tower you take out, they get stronger as they get sent in. So definitely helps you push your into their boundaries even more. So we got Pikachu making a move here, and it looks like he is going to get him.
Oh
Yeah,
nice, good job.
So yeah, that's again his health was a little bit too low, and he was playing a little bit too far forward. What you really want to do is your protection and your safeguard are those towers. If you can get back to those towers, those towers hit hard, and so definitely staying close to the tower and being ready to back up to it so that you can save yourself is really important. So that was a great move by Pikachu. Good work. We're seeing a 3-2, and our gold income is right there neck and neck. So. We're seeing a lot different game being played here than last round. I think we've made some good changes. So good for Pioneer Esports for coming out with, they let go of the last game. It's not letting them weigh it down, or they're not letting it weigh them down, and we're seeing a much different.
And that's easy to do if you get.
Oh, completely. I mean, especially remembering the last game, they didn't get a single kill, so. It would be so easy to just say, no, this team's way too good. But at least they're actually putting in a lot of effort and they're seeing some successes. It is a 5-2 right now, so we're down a little bit, but it's still so early in the game that anything could happen. So Pikachu taking on Rift Cam again. Looks like Rift Cam was able to do some damage and Pikachu pulled back. Probably the right move. So yeah, here we have him spinning, and again he backs up to that tower. That tower's he got the kill. Wow, he whittled him away really quick. You notice that when he's doing
so he backed them up to their tower. And
the tower didn't get far enough in yet. So the tower actually didn't pick up the PG guy. You notice that his spinning move actually slows you down and actually pulls you in. Almost like it has a draw to it. Nice move by Pikachu on there too. That was really close. They were neck and neck with health, and he was able to nail that final blow and walk away with his life. So that's good. We got James and Killer Strike. They're on the bottom again. They're a really good team. Again, James played last year with Lauren, so I'm sure that they're both really happy to be playing for the same team again. And they have really good chemistry with each other because of that. So we should be able to see some pretty good plays made by them. Of the 3 kills that our team has, I want to say Killer Strike has 2 of them, with Pikachu having that other one. So they have a really good chemistry together. They work really well together.
It's like doubles in tennis.
Yeah, exactly. And you really got to complement one another. Hopefully the characters you selected are going to build off of one another and provide some really cool opportunities that otherwise wouldn't be there if you were soloing.
Well, it's just interesting the different abilities that the characters have.
Oh, for sure.
Throwing things, or spinning things.
And that is that's another aspect of the characters I forgot to mention is there are the classes of tank, DPS, healer, but then within that you have melee, you have ranged, you have casters, you have rogues, which are kind of a little bit more up in your face, and there's so many different like subclasses that fit within those larger classes. Really cool. They do some really cool character designs that are fun.
And I can imagine these guys that do the graphics for this are incredibly talented people.
Well, and that's another aspect of an industry that you could go into, and that's the thing about gaming is that we often forget that those are people's jobs, those are people's livelihoods, and these are fields that our students can go into, and so it's a cool thing to remember that not only are we allowing kids the game, but we're also allowing them to get exposure to possible job fields that they can go into later on.
I had a friend who we were in graphic design together in college, and he ended up getting hired by Avalanche in Salt Lake City, and then they were bought out by Disney. So now he's designing video games for Disney, and it wasn't anything he ever thought he'd be doing, you know?
Yeah, totally. So it's like just little opportunities that come up just because you know those skills or you have those connections. Yeah, totally a viable thing.
It's just amazing. Just amazing. And I can see why it's so, I don't want to say addictive to watch.
Yeah,
but it really drives
it
you
really
in.
is. There really is a level of, there's dopamine coming from this, right? Like you're excited, you know. So yeah, there's definitely that psychological or chemical level of involvement for sure. Man, even with getting back behind now you see how much damage that tower's doing. Like it's detrimental if you get back there, and so that's actually a really critical thing. Is you see these guys here pushing up with their creeps. You want to make sure that your creeps go in first and soak up the damage from the tower, because how the tower works is whatever the first thing crosses into its radius, that's the thing that it's going to focus on. Yeah, exactly. So you don't want to be the first thing that crosses into its area, but you want to make sure your creeps are so they're soaking damage, and then that allows you to be able to sit there and do damage to the tower.
Gosh, I think I'm gonna buy me some creeps for my business.
Yeah, you should.
I think that would be awesome.
Send them out for
creeps,
you.
go out, do your damage.
Go do some damage.
Protect us.
Yeah, protect us. Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
absolutely,
it's incredible.
Oh, man, so we're sitting at a 10-5, which certainly is a lot better than last game. Our income right now, we're looking at almost 21,000 versus 17,000. So they're starting to pull ahead, but we're definitely doing a lot better job this game keeping up with them. We've got a little tassel here between James and Lauren, and then their I can't even read his name. Good rooted by Killer. I'm not sure why he didn't finish him there. He was all alone. Why did he back off? He had him rooted. Rooted simply means that they can't move. They're stuck in place. So he had an opportunity to do a lot of damage to him, and I'm not sure why he didn't take that opportunity. Pikachu making another play on Rift. Oh, got the kill. Very nice.
Wow. And
he's now on a rampage. Good for him.
Wow.
Looks like, Killer and Carter are going to make a play on there. Yep, there it is. And again, like, Killer left his post from down bottom and knew that Carter was about to make a play on him, so he decided to go join him really quick. It's so critical to be making sure that you're keeping tabs on where everybody's at, and if there's somebody missing from a lane, that you got to communicate that. So this dragon here is one of the bosses on the map, and they actually hold certain power-ups. So it's a good move to go in as a team. They're way too strong to take on alone. It almost takes the entire team to go and kill him, but a whole team going to take out the dragon, getting that power-up, it's really a way to.
So does it give him more health or more?
It really varies. There's lots of different things that it can do. Like most of the time, it's your creeps get stronger, or like you get more damage, or maybe you have regeneration or like better health. But yeah, there's some pretty critical power ups that it gives you that can really turn the tides of the game. I mean, look at that. We're already catching up. We're now 11-9.
Wow. Awesome.
So yeah, this
is a
game, guys. We've got a game here. Now it's important too to keep yourself in check. Like it's super easy to, as you see the tide starting to change a little bit, to kind of get cocky. This game's so critical with keeping yourself in check and making sure that you're not getting cocky. It's super easy at times to feel stronger than your character actually is, and you'll see players start to take risks that they probably shouldn't be taking. And there's a lot of life lessons there, right?
Oh
like,
no!
Hey, should I be taking this risk? Should I buy this vehicle at a time of uncertainty and war, or should I maybe hold off on making a big purchase like that? There's some life lessons there that can be learned from playing the game.
Oh my goodness, this is amazing.
So you'll notice on the life bars above, these two characters on screen, when one has,
They have
small notches, and one has a lot of those notches, and so it's just a really easy way of looking at the life total and noticing that one character has a really large life total in comparison to another. So even though the bars themselves don't change in size, it's a way of representing like how large a life total actually is. And geez, even with that large life total, Braden's still getting whittled away like crazy.
Wow.
That guy's really starting to get buffed. 15-9 now, so we're starting to lose that ground that we started to gain a little bit. But it's not over yet. Not over yet. Carter, who's Timo, who's trying to get out of there. Man, that guy is just
Sword guy,
all over us. Yeah.
He's doing really well.
We got James. Now, when they hide in the grass like that, you actually can't see them. They're hidden unless you yourself are in the grass with them. You actually can't see them at all. So it's a strategy to sit in the grass and wait for an opportunity to jump on somebody that's not expecting you to be there.
And Audra calling me.
Oh, did she? Answer.
So answer.
Yeah. This is the other team's coach.
Ask her if she's ready to surrender yet.
Yeah, right? And it looks like they're going to get this tower on the bottom.
Hey, are you ready to surrender yet?
Surrender what?
Are you watching the game,
Your League of Legends
League
team?
of Legends team?
Oh, is my team playing right now?
Nice.
Yeah, they're whooping our butts.
You guys are doing...
Coach and fingerprinted if they run with their team.
Oh my goodness.
Think about it.
They are doing very, very well. I am impressed. You've done a good job with your team, and your coach has done a great job with them too.
Are you at Lehigh right now?
Yep, we're actually broadcasting, so you're on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I was just at the Cisco offices. Can I hop on by?
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna come say hi.
Okay,
Yeah, do it.
do it. That'd be great.
Cool.
We'll have you get interviewed or something.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll have Parker.
Jump on the screen.
Sounds great. Come on over.
I'll see you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Sweet.
She's not even watching the game.
No, she's not. She's not even concerned at all. She's handed it over to her coach, and coach is just running with it.
It's
Doing a
and
great
see,
job, too.
That's the whole object, is try to get coaches specific for the games.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that
But-
Audrey's done really well at, but again, like every coach you bring on, you got to recognize that their time is
It's time
spent,
and it's a long time,
and how do
yeah.
you compensate that? I mean, it's just such a hard thing right now in Utah. Like,
Yeah, I think that's a hard thing nationwide.
Yeah.
Is trying to figure out how to compensate, especially in high school.
yeah, definitely.
Just like you compensate coaches for basketball or baseball or something
definitely.
like that. And that it's a fair trade.
And like it's so valuable for these kids, like the experiences they have when they're doing so well. Like again, our Rocket League team, they won a tournament, and one of their prizes was to actually have an experience to play against a professional team, and then with that interaction, they were able to ask a lot of questions, and from that experience, I've seen a ton of growth in those players. They took the feedback that they received and went and implemented that, and they've grown like crazy. So. And then from that, you never know what's going to come of it. You mentioned, 2 years ago, to see the two kids that got the full ride scholarships from playing Rocket League. I mean, the opportunities are there, and maybe they don't end up making this a career, but at least right now can pay their way into their career and make a difference in their lives.
Both of those kids, one's in engineering and one's in med.
Yeah,
They have nothing to
exactly.
do with esports,
Right?
but
Like,
esports is paid
again,
for
you
their
might
schooling.
not end up going, but again, it played for their schooling, and
and
made a
schooling's
huge difference.
expensive.
Oh, it's
And so
expensive.
Yeah, we'd like to see it. In fact, we're seeing more and more across the nations
Yeah.
where the universities want to have these teams, because it's a great thing to have, and they're a feather in their cap, so
Oh,
to speak.
totally.
So
Totally.
they'll go after these kids, and
Yeah.
and frankly, in talking to some of the university coaches, it's really close
Yeah.
who they pick.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not the best skill. It's the one that will do the teamwork
Very much
and
so.
work
Yeah.
with the team and stuff like that versus somebody who's really skilled.
Yeah, I mean, you might not be the best player on the team, but you might be the right fit for what they're looking
Right.
for. Yeah, so it's important to always be kind of refining yourself and getting yourself better, and then maybe you're just, you know, the right puzzle piece to fit into the jigsaw puzzle.
It's good.
Oh, making a play right here. We got all three of them on shoot, what's his name? I need to get better TV. that's what I'm learning from this experience is I can't actually read the TV. I need to get a bigger one.
I put on my glasses, but it's still in there. You know, it's great. It's great. Yeah, you need one like an 80-inch.
I need like an 80-inch or something,
Yeah.
something I can actually see and read off of.
But it's
Those
great.
names are tiny.
This is really good. This is so awesome.
So we're making good plays here. I mean, we were
It was 10 to
we were
20 or
10,
19.
yeah,
so
20 to 10. And now we're at 21 to 13. So we're not giving up, PG. You might be winning, but we're not giving up. We're not going to let you just roll us over.
Wow.
So this is the middle lane that we're looking at here. Looks like to take out this tower, and then that allows us to send stronger creeps. Don't give up. Yeah, take the tower. Good. That was a good play. Even though
Wow.
they were being... and they coming up from behind him. Yeah, that's scary. He's gonna...
There's a price
That
you
was
pay for doing
smart.
that.
There's a price you pay, yeah.
It was kind of like a lure, and then
Exactly.
they're going to come and just annihilate you.
Jeez.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
so here's the other hard thing that you guys run into is when your character dies, you have a time limit before you can respawn and get back into the game. So for every time you die, that time period gets longer and longer. So late game, it's so detrimental if your character dies because you could be out for 60 seconds or more, and
They can
all
do
that time, I mean,
damage, yeah.
there's so much you can do in the game in that short of time. Right here, we see them taking out another one of the bosses, getting a buff, and this buff will probably be the thing that allows them to march all the way into the base and just finish the game. So, and nobody on our team is there to contest them because everybody is waiting to respawn. So,
And because they tried to take out that tower, which was good.
it was good,
But they anticipated that.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
What a clever game!
There's so
I mean,
many
this
little
is
strategies.
this
yeah.
is really cool.
Yeah.
This is better than chess ever thought about. Being,
Oh,
you know?
completely.
You know.
Oh, interesting though that all of them just went back to their base. They probably all thought that you know what, let's heal up real quick, and then once we're full health, we'll just charge in. So it looks like we do got some guys coming back, are buffed up, ready to go. And at this point, you got to be thinking, okay, what's the best defensive move to make?
Could they find a buff then? And
They could find a buff. Really, the best move right now actually has a longer respawn time than the team that's losing, and they do that just to hopefully to balance. So that means right now they're pretty well set up to just roll right into our base. Yeah, there goes the fourth.
Okay. How would she get to your classroom?
Tell her just to park on the south side and
South
just come
side.
in double doors and go up the stairs.
South side, west side, southwest side.
Oh, just all the way south.
Oh, all the way south.
Yep.
Go all the way south on the south doors and come in.
And then
Second
the stairs
floor.
are right on the left. Second floor.
Second floor.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Okay.
How's Audrey been here? I didn't know Audrey had been here.
Okay. Oh, what's the room number?
264.
264. Okay.
Oh man, this is looking ugly.
PG, come on, have some mercy.
Yeah. I mean, they're giving it. They probably could have finished the game by now, and they're kind of taking their time. I wonder a little bit if that's just them like having fun, and so they're just they're taking their time. They're having fun. They're how many times have they come up against us and wiped us out? And so they're not really threatened right now. There are some risks to letting the game stretch out like that. Is sometimes the longer you get into the end game, the bigger risk there is of the other team coming back. Although I'm not sure that's a possibility at this point. I mean, you never know.
You just never know.
You never know. The
There's
game,
a smart
the game
strategy.
is so you get the right smart people involved, and you have a good, foolproof plan. I mean, they could start playing really passive and wait for an opportunity to take out the team with the help of a tower or two, and they could turn this around. Especially if they wiped out the entire team. If you killed maybe 4 of them or all that, that would be a huge game changer. Maybe that might be like 80-second respawn time. 80 seconds, you can march right in. So doesn't look like it's going to happen. So our red inhibitor was just taken out. That means that they are going to have the very strongest creeps going down that middle lane. Yeah, that's a bad news bears right there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Lehigh's making some moves here though. No, not enough.
Oh my gosh.
Not enough. Looks like we traded.
Audrey, your team is killing them. Have some mercy.
That was pretty pivotal, actually. They just lost 4 of their players.
Oh my
which
gosh.
puts Lehigh in a pretty opportune position. They have 3 guys alive. They could make some plays here, which they probably should. Question is, will they?
Do you need to go in the other room? No, you can't.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
They're probably ahead of it.
They know what they're doing.
That's good.
Thing is they're already ahead of us at this point, so what's done is done.
Yeah.
There's a 5-minute delay, I think, in the game, so the game's probably already over, and we don't even know that.
Wow.
Are they done playing already in there?
No, they're still going.
Oh, they're still going. Okay, never mind. We are still
You're hanging in there.
Hey, 5 minutes from now, we're still in the game.
They're mounting a comeback.
All right. 34 kills to 20. Looks like gold income. We got 55,000 gold. PG, we're 45,000. It's a very different game than we saw last game. So, you know what? We might still have some positives. See, and this just goes to show you, like, PG had a couple of really opportune moments to finish the game. We had our team wiped completely probably 2 times now that we can count. And they didn't use those opportunities to push in and finish it.
And finish the game.
That could be, something that comes back to bite them.
Yeah.
Is this still game 1?
This is 2. First game was awful. They did so good. Your team did. I don't think we got a single kill. So we got PG taking out the boss again, looking for another buff. This will be the second time that they get this buff. And I believe it's a roll of the dice. Every time you don't get the same buff,
you don't know
get
what
a different buff. Yeah. Although with that boss, it might be the same one. I'm not sure. One of the bosses is a chance to get different types. That one might be the same one, but looks like they got it. And Lehigh's holding their own.
This is so amazing.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty impressed. I mean, we're at a pretty big deficit, but still hanging in there. I think Pikachu here is, level 17. The rest of these guys are 13, 14, 14, 15. Their team are 18, so really we're only behind them by 1 or 2. Very different team than we saw last game.
Yeah.
All right, so we got PG making a push up top. They're going to try and take out the red inhibitor. Nope, sorry, there's still a tower up there. Lehigh read it very well. They're putting up defenses up there. They took out one of PG's guys. They are saying, hey, no, get out of here. This is our base. Get out of our town. Red inhibitor in the bottom lane just got destroyed on Lehigh's side. That is detrimental. That's 2 red inhibitors, mid lane and bottom, that's going to be getting really buffed creeps. That could get pretty scary.
So they can just march in then through those.
Yep. Those creeps now are a huge threat. So Lehigh not only has to start worrying about the players, but they also got to keep things managed down below. The good strategy at this point for PG would be to let those creeps push while they push the top lane, and really have Lehigh have to divide and conquer, which we've seen that anytime they're divided, they do not do well. It's when they're all together that they can actually put up a fight. So we'll see what PG does with this opportunity and see if they take advantage of it. Lehigh's still holding in there. Pretty impressive.
Wow.
Oh, sorry. Yep. The red inhibitor's still there in the middle lane. Or sorry, no, it was bottom of the middle was taken. I feel like this game's coming close to an end. I mean, PG's in a really good position.
So why not march up where the other towers are and get in that
You
way
mean
instead-
PG?
Yeah.
That really is what they should do at this point. I mean, they've taken out 2 of the red inhibitors. Top lane still has it, plus the tower. Again, what they've done for themselves is they've allowed middle and bottom lane to be buffed to the point where they really don't have to worry about it too much, and they really should focus on top lane. That forces Lehigh to have to juggle the 2 other lanes creeps coming in, as well as trying to, keep PG at bay top lane. So it really puts Lehigh in a really tough position. A lot to juggle. We've seen up to this point in the last about 5 minutes that Lehigh's kind of been stuck in their base. That's really what happens at this point in the game. When both those inhibitors are gone, you really don't have the option of leaving your base. You really have to play strong defense. The hope is that you're able to play such defense that it allows you to level up and kind of catch up a little bit, and then hopefully you can push out and make a play.
So what
Which
are those,
you see, that's kind of what they're doing right
what
now.
are those little green things they're trying to take
So those
out?
are wards, and you're able to throw wards out there, and that will basically allow anybody that comes into the radius of that ward, it allows them to be seen. I'm going to go ahead and vacate my position and let Pikachon come on. He can kind of explain what's happening these last few minutes of the game.
No, I'll do that.
You
No, I'm good.
Well, you can ask him questions. It might be a good... Okay. All right, Pikachon, come on over.
I'll ask you questions from here.
That's fine. Okay, so talk to us about what's happened these last few minutes of the game.
Oh, well,
So
You guys have made a great comeback.
Here's what we're seeing. There's 2 red inhibitors that are gone, so which means there's creeps coming really strong mid lane and bottom lane. You guys are kind of having to juggle that plus defending top lane. We all know the position that puts you in where you have to play really strong defense in the hope that you can level up and catch up a little bit.
yeah,
with
I
defense.
did get my scaling because I'm playing casting. It's a strong late game champ.
Yeah.
And I was able to put up a fight.
So what is it that the PG did that finally just put the nail in the coffin?
Well, it was the dragon fight where Garen teleported into the fight. I killed 4 of them, no, 3 of them, and then I died to I was on 1 health, and I barely died.
Bummer.
If I was able to get out, we'd probably still be playing.
So I don't know that we've seen that yet. So walk us through what's going on right now at this point.
All right, so Carter's hiding in a bush because he's playing team. They see him with the scanner, and he dies, which is...
So how come he didn't know the scanner was there? He did, and he just felt
well,
like
their
he couldn't get
support.
out.
The support was just maybe Timo is here. So the pop scanner was Timo is here.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And then
they were all right there. So he
I
was
see
basically
Samira.
there
I think
now.
I see Samira here. Yeah, Lauren hits a root on Samira, and I go in.
Good.
Yeah, and then I see my teammates fighting up there, and I come back up. This is the last fight.
So at this point, you guys have kind of emerged from your base a little bit. There, I almost.
Well, we had to
surprised.
because Elder Dragon was up.
Oh, and you
And
didn't
if
want to stop
we
them
got it,
from
we would have lost anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where I died.
So you had to make your play, try to get the Elder Dragon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And then we lose from here because only Braden's up and
It's
Garen's
interesting
too
that
strong.
that's probably a really strong strategy in this game is forcing your opponent into those kind of situations where their only play and their only hope for even making a comeback is to get the Elder Dragon, for example. And it's pretty easy to read. And,
early game was rough because Garen just got so fed in the top lane that he just came in and killed all of us.
And it looks like this is the demise here.
Yeah, he's just
Both
whacking the
turrets
tower.
are taken out.
And
now they gotta make a play for the crystal.
Nexus.
It is called the Nexus, is it?
Yeah, it's called the
See, that's
Nexus.
what they call it in Heroes of the Storm. So I was like, I don't know if I should call it the Nexus. I play Heroes of the Storm, yeah.
Still play it.
Yeah, so I was like, I didn't know if I should be calling it the Nexus or not. So okay, it is the Nexus.
Yeah,
there you go.
It is the Nexus.
There you go.
Yeah, we put up a lot more of a fight.
Darn. Well, hey, good effort.
Well, I picked
it was
champion.
you guys were a totally different team from first game. First game was so ugly. you guys were getting destroyed, and it was really nice to see you guys come back
Yeah.
and make a really big change. And
Well, I
you looked
troll
really
picked.
different,
I
so.
troll picked the first game.
Got it.
I was just like, what do I pick? So I panic picked,
Got it.
which was bad.
Good. Well, any last insights or things to say?
No, we try.
Yeah, no, you guys put in a really good effort. I mean, I think the big victory here is actually how big of a difference you guys made from first game to second game. So even though you guys lost, you guys should feel good about the performance you gave and the effort that you put in.
We put our brain more into draft second game.
Yeah.
So we're like, don't ban their main champ because I'd rather play against their main champ than some random champ that I don't really like playing
Right. Well, hey, good work. Pioneer Nation, thanks for tuning in. Our next game will be tomorrow with Super Smash Bros. And then we'll have Rocket League and Mario Kart on Thursday, same times. Thanks for tuning in again, and we will see you tomorrow.
Hey there, put your blinker on way too early, driver. While some may see you as the car who cried wolf, we never will. You're a hero of preparation, a promoter of planning. You won't miss that turn, and there's no doubt about it. That's confidence. That's resolve. So when the time comes to buy a new car, turn that signal toward the dealer with the same level of commitment to listening as you have to signaling. Hey, we hear you. Hey there, uses your car as your escape from an endless checklist busy bee? Way to take a few minutes for yourself before rushing off to the next thing. You've earned a few minutes to put the you in utopia and zone out in your own private paradise. And when it's time for your next sanctuary on wheels, add the listening experts at Ken Garf to your checklist. And don't worry, we won't tell anyone where you are. Hey, we hear you.